Well, good morning. Today is the 31st of March. The cruise has ended, and it ended with success. My daughter and son-in-law had a fantastic time. And as you can see on the videos, there was other things. Highlights for us, I mean, you got a nice, let me see, I'll show you, try to get this out without one piece. Got a nice Norwegian coin as a veteran, plus letters and certificates, compliments of the cruise line, being a veteran and all that. Wouldn't surprise me, as while I was on deck, a couple approached me, gave me this nifty coin here, and said thank you for being a veteran. I thought that was very special for people. People walked around, thanked us. It was really, really good. Lots and lots of great things about it, and lots of great things that are not so great. Let me tell you what, driving from Miami back home up here to Tennessee was a mess. The roads were bad. I mean, traffic and people, they want to do 100 miles an hour. And of course, we hit bad weather yesterday, but we made it home in one piece last night, and we had a great time. Now it's trying to get these videos together and explain a few things that they were good and bad about the cruise. So let's start off with the good. And I made a bunch of notes, but that's okay. I don't need them. One, Joe Ramos, my ship consultant. I always call him for the last 3 years, and book my cruises. Have any questions about my cruises, Joe is always there. I'll put his phone number down there below if you wish to call him. I already told you, number one, and probably ultimate thing was Norwegians recognizing veterans and active duty. That was good. Number two was our cruise director. Don't ask me to pronounce his name, but he was on our very first cruise, and he was fantastic. And here's a picture of me and him together. He's lost weight, he's still good, and he did a great job on this cruise. And hold on, let me get my notes up. Gotta keep my glasses on so I can read. Third thing actually, was the Beatles. They did a great job. They were actually better than the last crew. They're also part of the con, so hang in there. But their singing, their costumes, their ability to get the crowd into it was fantastic. You've seen the videos on my earlier post or sometime. And the second one was a show called The Elements. Dude, ladies and gentlemen, that by far was the greatest show in the world I've ever seen in my life. They put on such a performance. The two magicians, the Korean guy and his wife, they did a great job with the magic stuff. And they were going through the different seasons, the elements, obviously, spring, summer, fall, and winter. When they got down to winter, the end of the show, and before I get to that, they came to you from the left, they came from the right, they came from behind you. They did everything. They were so intense to get the audience. Even when it was raining, they had the fans blow, and you could the audience blowing their hair. My wife's hair was everywhere, and it was fantastic. But like I said, the ending, when they did winter, here comes the snow. We had snow on us inside the building. It was pretty cool, man. But the show was fantastic. And I can't say enough about those two shows. And the Marx Brothers, a Western band they had. Excellent band, but I did not know they were from Brazil. Man, and it's not Mark, M-A-R-K, it's M-A-R-C-K Brothers, and they're out of Brazil, and they were fantastic. We actually watched them on our last night of the cruise while eating dinner at the Q. Fantastic, fantastic band. And of course, while we were at the Cavern, this is a smaller venue area. I mean, they only hold maybe 50 people. That's where the Beatles kept playing, but you had to get in there to get it, and it was always crowded. But they had this group called the Puzzles from the Philippines. Another fantastic group. Though that lady could wail, and that guy on the guitar, let me tell you what, he could hit it. It was great. And of course, we also had the Latin Velvet. They were pretty good as well. So anyway, our specialty dinners. Let me tell you, Ocean Blue was fantastic. My wife, we had to pay for the lobster tails. And they were two big lobster tails like that, man. Well, big enough for her. And the seafood platter. But so the extra food, the filet mignon and all, that was fantastic. I ate at the Taste one evening for dinner. And let me tell you something. They had the best braised lamb that I've ever had. That thing was delicious. It just fell off the bone, and it was pretty good. The entire crew of the Joy, Norwegian Cruise Joy, was fantastic. You could not ask for better people that were always polite, right there to serve you, help you, said thank you all the time. So, and you had the guys there at the wash station when you went there, Mr. Washy Washy. He would sing songs. He was a nut there. But so I would like to tell you a little bit about the downfall of this side that I didn't like. First of all, when we got there, the cruise port the first day, that guy demanded a tip to put our bags on the cart to put them on the ship. Last 2 times I went, they just took them, didn't say anything. This guy demanded a freaking tip, not just from me, but from my son-in-law. So he wanted double tips, and I guess in theory I wanted to make sure my bags got there, because if you didn't tip him, he'd probably leave your bags at the port because he was an asshole. Excuse my French, but that's a fact of life. The other thing, too many goddamn kids running wild, no parent control whatsoever. That made the trip a little bit miserable. They're not supposed to be in the swimming pool and the jacuzzis, and they were everywhere. They have their own deck with their own pool, but they didn't want to go there. And they were rude little bastards and bitches. I can't say enough about them. And the way some of them guys let their daughters dress in bikinis with G-strings on, not in my vocabulary, in my days. You know what I'm saying? That was really, really shitty. It was overcrowded for me. I've been on 2 other cruises with the Norwegian Cruise Line, the Breakaway and the Bliss, and they're all about the same size ship. But for some reason, this time our ship was just too crowded. The pool, one pool on the Joy, and it was too small for that many people. And then you had the chair hogs. They'd grab a chair and sit there all damn day with their towels and say, "That's my chair." And they get up there at 6 o'clock in the morning and grab the chairs, and they'd be chair hogs, and that was rude of them too. Fourth thing was the new terminal. Beautiful terminal. Great. Downfall, bathrooms, 2 bathrooms, men and women, 1 each. And they were super small for 4,600 people or 4,000 people. It was just too small to get us in there. And we were in there from 12 o'clock, to about 2 o'clock, 1:30, 11:30, yeah. No, we were in there from 10 to about 12 because people were trying to get off the ship because it was an hour late. But still, that many people didn't have first aid kits or anything. So if you cut your finger like I did, you couldn't find a Band-Aid anywhere. So that was kind of a downfall as far as that. And then I talked about the Beatles show. Our last cruise, the Beatles did show 1 on one night, show 2 the second night in the theater. They didn't do that this time. And that was a disappointment because I really wanted to see them again. And there was no chance of getting in the venue to watch them and sit there elbow to elbow. And it was just not a lot of room. Too many things. 6, well, I want to say the Garden Cafe, the buffet. It seemed smaller. Not as many counters, not as much variety as they used to have. The food was good, don't get me wrong. My son-in-law enjoyed his omelets every single day. I couldn't say enough about the food. It was good, but some of it wasn't. And I let them know, hey, this pancake's like a brick, and they took them away, and so on and so forth. But once again, you had to deal with the kids in there, and they were just running away. One girl got ice cream in her cone and then dumped it out on the little tray and then got a refill for whatever reason. I don't know what her attitude was. And like any other thing, getting off the ship, I anticipated this to be a pain in the keister. And ladies and gentlemen, we lined up, we went and ate our breakfast. They opened up breakfast early, an hour early, so we could eat, got back our rooms, got our bags, got downstairs, and got to the deck 7 to get off the boat. Really well organized the way they had the table set up, so you had to follow in the flow. And we were off the ship by 7:15. We just had to wait for them to clear, get the documents in there. It's been sitting at the dock since 5:30, 5:15, but they finally cleared customs and all that to let us off the boat. And it's kind of funny, this couple, well, we live right here. We're only 9 miles down the road, and this is where we live. It's great. This Sunday, you won't have that much problem. And going down to the customs area, the dogs nailed them and pulled them over, so they didn't get off the ship as fast as they want. Overall, I think Norwegian Cruise Line is a great cruise line. I think me and the wife, if we decide to try another cruise, we might try Virgin because there's no kids, or try to find an adult-only cruise that is not as big. And if I had to rate my ships, I would go the Breakaway with my B was our favorite and the most ultimate ship to be on. Second would have been the Bliss, and third would have been the Joy. I don't know about the other ones. The bigger they get, the less I'm going to go. We wanted to try the MSC cruise, but that thing is just too big with 10,000 people. I'm not going. I'm not even, no, we're probably not going to go that route. Might not even go on another cruise period. I would like to go with my best friend George up to Alaska with him and his wife, but we don't know where that's going to take place. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the videos I put out, the entertainment, the tour of the ship a little bit. Oh, speaking about the tour of the ship, get there early. You can pay $140 and you can tour the entire ship all the way up to the bridge on the last day of sea, but you have to book early because it fills up fast. We didn't pay that because it's just a little outrageously priced. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the videos. The pictures are on my website, links down below in the description if you want to see pictures. But in the meantime, until our next video, we'll talk to you later. Thank you.